to get married, you go through what's called the prenuptial, and they agree, they want you to even sign how many days will you make love to a woman per week, you understand? And I thought when something which should be given out of love goes even to documentation, then there's something wrong. Why am I trying to say that? Paying taxes should be something a citizen should love to do, isn't it? What encourages that is not regulation. It's first of all, how are the taxes used? You get me, Fred? And I'm sorry, go to a country like UK. They are very adhering to...
Prof, surely. Are you saying that other people, even in the US, pay tax willingly?
No, I'm telling you,
People hide.
Much more. No one likes to pay anything in the first case. Everybody wants to have everything free. Even economics says that when taxes are 0%, everybody will pay, isn't it? When there are 100%, no one will pay. So there must be a certain level that makes people want to pay taxes, isn't it? Now let me tell you, Fred, go to an hotel. I've done study plan for several hotels. They have 18 taxes and levies to pay just when you are buying a bed. You understand? 18 taxes and levies. I have my friends who run hotels in Nakuru, Naivasha, in Machakos. We are trying to see how can you really survive if for you, when you go to buy a bed, 18 taxes and levies. I'm sure Kenyans who do business are listening to me, and this is a fact. I'm not just somebody who has been doing politics. I've been right in corporate, teaching students in Strathmore who are executive CEOs, listening to their problems. I've done over 1,900 study plans for companies in Kenya. I know what they feel. So when you ask these guys, do you want to pay taxes? They tell you they don't want to pay taxes. Fred, I used to have at least 50 clients to make it to 1,000 study plans, 1,900 study plans in a span of 10 years. I used to have around 50 to 100 clients in a year doing them strategy, isn't it? That figure has fallen to 20. What does that mean? People are suffering. If there are too many taxes, like now, when Kenyans read these taxes may have been increased, everybody looking for how to avoid it, isn't it? Because they're actually too much.
I'm trying to get what you're saying, which direction you're going. Are you saying KRA in setting their targets were a bit of ambitious?
No, the government of Kenya has put too much tax burden on very few Kenyans. Instead of asking ourselves, people should now be forced to pay. Even the same when government of Kenya passed a bill that there will be what you call KRA army, where people will be coming to your businesses to even bombard you, ask you to, you saw that CPA. I even went to court to stop it. That is not the way to go. You get me? There must be a way on which citizens and state relate in a way that the state knows their responsibility and duties, isn't it? Citizens knows their duties and responsibilities, and they pay taxes. Some people are trying to avoid, that's what we talk about tax avoidance. You are trying to avoid, and it's legal to try to avoid taxes. Why do you try to avoid? Because it might make business sink. So Fred, my own analysis is this, and I'm an economist. In Kenya, we have around 1 to 2% who are upper class. And there's about something like 12% of Kenyans who are middle class. That's about 13% of Kenyans who are carrying the other masses, which are 87% hanging on 13%. That's why these 13% must be squeezed and squeezed and squeezed to death. Go to UK. 44% of the British citizens are middle class. About 7% are upper class. That gives you around 51% of people carrying the masses. You go to US, that figure goes to around 57%, carrying 43% of the economy.
What about South Africa?
Come to South Africa. South Africa is doing around 33% of the population carrying the other persons, isn't it? Remember, the per capita income for South Africa is about 7,300. In Kenya, we are doing 2,300. Means a typical South African earns 3 times more than a typical Kenyan. So the problem here is we need to have.
So we agree it's a revenue collection problem.
We need to increase. The way to do it is not by taxing people. we need to increase job creation. That's why I'm telling people.
But there's introduction in the finance bill of some measures to try and widen the tax base.
No, how they are doing it won't work, Fred. Look, we are putting money to do the railway, doing the SGR to Kisumu. You get me, Fred? SGR is another name of railway. Railway reached Kisumu in 1901. You get me? But people still don't have jobs. SGR is standard rail gauge railway, still a railway. Why are we putting money in a railway and there's another railway? We need to put money on primary production, Fred. You get me?
Okay.
And I want to give this example. It's a very bad example, but I can give example.
Very briefly, because we need to move on to the issue of debt.
The housing project is an end user solution, isn't it? There is no other primary, secondary, tertiary before going to housing, isn't it? If the money we are collecting for affordable housing goes to produce large-scale agricultural production like Galana Kulalu, isn't it? You can produce the primary production, there will be secondary, there will be tertiary, and therefore people can actually get jobs.
Okay.
No, but
the single bullet to the Kenyan problem is create jobs.
Okay.
Anything else
Yes.
is neither here nor there, because the job creation brings taxpayers to the tax bracket to share the tax burden.
Yes.
I think Prof has gone very elaborate, but I think the basic facts remain that there are people who are not paying taxes. Whether it's informal nature of our economy, where 80% is informal, but the fact remains that 15% tax to GDP ratio